This document is not a declassified CIA text, but it is from the United States Office of Justice Programs. It provides an in-depth exploration of the Soviet prison system, chronicling the experiences of a delegation during their visit to various prisons and children's colonies. Their observations shed light on the operation, conditions, and nuances of the Soviet penal system, offering valuable insights into different facets of incarceration and rehabilitation in the USSR. One of the most notable aspects discussed is the role of prison industries within the Soviet context. The document highlights that a significant portion of Soviet prisoners are engaged in compulsory work regimes, with around 82% of inmates participating in prison industries. Unlike labor being used solely as a form of punishment, the delegation found that prisoners appeared to be productively employed in work that was not regarded as exploitative or excessively punitive. This contrasted with historical perceptions of brutal work conditions in Soviet prisons, suggesting a shift towards more humane and productive approaches to inmate labor. Living conditions within Soviet prisons are also examined, with comparisons drawn to standards in the United States. While certain aspects may be considered substandard by American measures, such as limited access to showers, allowed only once a week for Soviet prisoners, the document suggests that conditions are generally appropriate relative to community standards within the USSR. This indicates a fundamental difference in societal norms and expectations surrounding incarceration between the two nations. Disciplinary measures, including the use of punishment cells, are another focal point of the document. While punishment cells are described as being used sparingly and only as a last resort, concerns are raised about the harshness of conditions within these cells. The delegation expressed unease regarding the deleterious effects of continuous confinement in dark cells for up to 15 days, emphasizing the need for more humane treatment of inmates, even in disciplinary settings. Family visiting policies within Soviet prisons are also scrutinized, with limitations noted on the frequency of visits allowed for prisoners. Although family visits are considered essential for maintaining connections and social support, the delegation acknowledges the challenges posed by restrictions on visitation rights. Efforts to encourage more frequent family visits, along with the exploration of conjugal visitation, are highlighted as areas for potential reform and improvement. Medical care within Soviet prisons emerges as a significant concern, with reports of rudimentary facilities and complaints from prisoners about inadequate healthcare. While the document acknowledges the complexities of providing medical care within carceral settings, it underscores the importance of further exploration and improvement in this area to ensure the well-being of inmates. Treatment of prisoners of conscience and the political nature of certain offenses are also addressed, with discussion centered on human rights concerns and the incarceration of individuals who have violated Soviet law. While the delegation acknowledges the complexities of balancing national security interests with individual rights, it emphasizes the need for ongoing dialogue and advocacy to uphold human rights standards within the Soviet penal system. Overall, the document underscores the importance of ongoing exchange and collaboration between the United States and the USSR to foster improvements in criminal justice practices. Despite differences in approach and ideology, the delegation's visit serves as a catalyst for dialogue and reflection, highlighting both areas of progress and opportunities for reform within the Soviet prison system.